Yo, what up? It's your boy Donte.plummer. I'm gonna pivot and change the subject for this video. I had a conversation with some people a couple of days ago, and it was kind of a serious conversation. It was about debt. I had a few years ago, I had a similar situation. At one time I was in, I had like $30,000 worth of debt after I bought my house. And, I was just researching on how to get out of the debt, because it was draining me. No matter how much money I was making, I was still living paycheck to paycheck. And I was tired of seeing the videos of, you got to change your mindset, and you got to do, you got to eat beans and rice and then you got to sell your car and, just all that crap. It wasn't relatable to me. If I sell my car, then how I'm gonna make a living? You know what I mean? Okay, I can do all the other stuff, but basically the stuff didn't work for me. All the videos I watch, it's like a string you along and never get to the point. So here's what I did to get out of the $30,000 worth of debt. And here's what I did wrong to get myself back in debt, just to try to get myself back out. The first mistake I made was I had maxed out my credit cards. Just buying miscellaneous stuff that I thought I need when I bought my house, garden stuff, lawnmowers, and never really paying attention to the interest rate. You know what I mean? And what happened was, when I maxed out all my credit cards, I took out a debt consolidation loan. It was for $10,000. And what they don't tell you about these debt consolidation loans is they take a fee. They take a fee out, so you don't even get the whole $10,000. You get like, I think the fee they took out for mine was like $500. So I ended up getting $9,500. But my debt was $10,000. My debt was, the first time my debt was $10,000. The second time it was $30,000. So I took out the loan for $10,000. Okay, I get $9,500 from them. I pay the cars I could pay. I paid them completely off. It's at zero. You know what I mean? The debt consolidation loan payment a month was $218. Reasonable for me. Reasonable. You know what I mean? And so I get past that. Day-to-day life, you know what I mean? Everything good. Mind you, I got a house now. During this time, few years into my house, the refrigerator go out. Brand new refrigerator. Only been in the house a few years. The refrigerator came with the house. The house, you know what I'm saying? All the appliances was new. So who would think the refrigerator would go out? Mind you, this is a $3,000 refrigerator. The parts for this refrigerator, it was from Sears. To order this part, it would take, you know what I mean? They didn't even know how long it would take to get the part. To make a long story short, I just ended up buying a new refrigerator. I put that on my Lowe's card. Now, the refrigerator exceeded my Lowe's card amount, so I ended up adding money to it. I get the refrigerator. Okay, I'm paying that card off. Now, my air conditioner, summertime come around, the air conditioning just, man, it just goes out. And I'm like, damn, here's another thing. So $500 to get that fixed. You know, boom, all right. Now, like 2 or 3 weeks after that, maybe a month, both of my sub pumps go out. Like I heard it, boom. Both of them. Now, one of the sub pumps was the waste pump. So, you know, I couldn't play around with that. You know what I mean? So, altogether, those two items to replace the sub pump plus the service was $1,600. $1,600. You know, and I was calling companies out and they was charging me, you know, service fee just to come and look at it. You know, $185, $85 here and there. When I finally got a company out of there, it was $1,600. Man, okay. Now, you know what I mean? I felt like I had it. It didn't, you know, I wouldn't really, you know what I'm saying, worried about it at first. You know, I was paying the minimum. That's what got me. I was paying the minimum. And every time my bill cycle in, they would hit me with an interest rate charge of that exceeds the minimum balance that they ask you to pay. So what I did was I took everything off those credit cards. All the automatic payment stuff I had on there, I just took it all off. Everything. I took it all off, and the lowest card I had had $2,000 balance on there I had to pay off. I started with that one. The highest amount card I had was my limit was $5,300. I had let this card get up to $5,400, so it was over my limit. You know what I mean? And look, this type of stuff can happen to anybody, man. Be honest with you. You live in your day-to-day life, especially if you have a house, car, and things pop up, kids, medical bill. That stuff, you know what I mean, is life issues. It pops up and you have to use those credit cards. But if you're not watching, if you just, you know what I'm saying, if you allow yourself to get swamped by it, when you just paying the minimum balance, like, oh yeah, I paid the credit card, I paid my, you know what I'm saying, my obligations for that month. Whatever it is, you know what I'm saying, whatever the minimum balance is, the interest rate is gonna kill you. Eventually. It's gonna kill you. So you have to look at, okay, how much do I make? Okay, and what is my, you know what I mean, my highest card versus my lowest card? And you have to pay the minimum balance on your highest card. Now, the interest rate is going to keep on hitting you and making that making that payment, you know, kind of fluctuate towards, you know what I'm saying, maxed out. You got to live with that. And you got to put all your money, the most money you can put, on your lowest card. Before you start paying that, though, take all the automatic payments off of that card. Anything automatic payment, take it off that card. And just start paying that card as much as you can pay. Now, mind you, I had to do a lot of overtime. To get this card paid off. You know what I mean? I made over $20,000 more than what I was what I was supposed to make last year. You know what I mean? Just, you know what I'm saying, anticipating, hey, I'm not trying to go through this again. So if I need something, you know what I'm saying, if I need to pay for something, I have the money to pay for it. The credit cards I'm staying away from. Like I use a primary credit card to pay for stuff, but just to build my credit back up. But I can't max out those cards again, because that stuff was man, it was not good. It took me a while to get out of it. Mind you, yeah, that's another story for another day. Take all the money you can, you know what I'm saying, whatever it is, $150, $300, $200, and just put it on that lowest card. You know what I mean? If you getting paid twice a month, try to fit an extra payment in on that lowest card. Because once you get that down, that's one card you don't have to deal with. What you do is chop that card up. Go to the garbage can, chop that bad boy up. Move on to the next one. Okay? And do the same thing you just did on that lowest card to this card. It's going to take you a while. This is not a quick fix. At all. This is not a quick fix at all. You know what I mean? Once you get that card down, chop that thing up. Okay? Start paying this other card down. Here's the key. Once you get this other card, your second card, if you have more than 2 cards to pay out, once you get that second card to a level that, okay, now you can take out one of those debt consolidation loans. Now you can pay both of those cards off and just have that one payment. You know what I'm saying? That one payment a month, boom. You know what I mean? Because chances are you can stretch those debt consolidation loan payments out to, 3-4 years where the payment is lower than $200. Now, you gotta really have self-control when it comes to using those cards after that. Because you could find yourself back in debt and paying the debt consolidation loan at the same time. And you don't want that. So, look, pay the one card off, right? Chop that up until you're responsible enough to be able to have that card. Chop that thing up. Second card, pay it down till it get low enough. Take that debt consolidation loan. Pay both of those other cards off with that debt consolidation loan. Chop the second card up. Use that one card as a primary card for emergencies. Now, you got a small payment on your debt consolidation loan a month. All the money that you use, that you would normally pay on those credit cards, put that money, start saving that same money as if you have to pay these credit cards off. Start saving that money in your savings account. Let that money build up to 6 months of your expenses or longer, but primary 6 months of your expenses. Now, if you get taxes, take that tax money, cut it in half. Put half of it in your savings account with the rest of that money you were saving. That's 6 months of expenses. Take that other half and put it smack down on the interest rate of that debt consolidation loan. And I guarantee you will keep yourself out of debt like that, because you will have the reserve money to pay off your credit card every time you use it, without, having them, max out or pay the minimum balance on that car. You have to reserve money to pay that off every time you use it, which will build your credit. Your credit would skyrocket to 750 real fast if you're doing that. If you have a balance on those cars after you done got yourself out of that rabbit hole, and you got those reserve money where you can pay that credit card off at the end of the month, now you're practicing financial, what do you call this? Financial responsibility. That's what grown-ups call it. Now you entering that grown-up phase when you practicing financial responsibility to the point where you have savings, reserve savings that you're not touching, but in case you need to pay off your credit card at the end of the month, you can take that money, boom, and then put it back in your savings account. You know what I mean? I hope this video was clear enough for everybody. I'm at work, you know what I'm saying? So I know my phone was kind of moving a little bit. But I hope this helps somebody who's in crazy debt, who feel like it's no light at the end of the tunnel. It actually is, but it's just time consuming. It's time consuming. You know what I mean? People make it seem like it's easy. It's not easy at all, because it was easy spending the money, but it's not easy getting yourself out of that much debt. It's not. It's time consuming. It can be done, but it's it may take you it's going to take you a few years to get it done. Like, you literally have to sacrifice time spent at home with family to work to get that money up to pay this stuff off, to get yourself back situated. Because what you don't want to do is be in that type of debt. Something happened to your car and you don't have the money to fix that, which affects your work life. You don't want that. You need that emergency money just in case something happened. This is why you got to, get yourself out of that type of debt in order to set yourself up for, life's challenges. Things happen, tire go out, transmission go out, you need the emergency money. You want those credit cards reserved for stuff like that, but you want to have that savings, that expense savings in your savings account, so you can use that credit card and then take that, and wipe that debt off real quick and just replace the money back in your savings account. I know I'm going back and forth, so, that's the video. Hope this helped somebody, man, because it helped me. Nobody told me anything, nobody explained to me how to get out of this stuff, but nobody told me, nobody helped me get into it. So I had to figure this out on my own. So, each one teach one. What I know, the life lessons this taught me, hope this helped somebody else who's going through this type of problem. It's not easy, but it's doable. I'm out.